Now, though, 40 years ago, the BBC brought us a trio of, well, I'm sure they won't mind me saying, madmen who used the tricks of television to the full. The Goodies combined old-school slapstick with schoolboy humour and state-of-the-art visual effects, and I was watching their DVDs the other night, and they still make me laugh. Tim Brooke-Taylor was one of the members. We've got now Bill Oddie, one of the others, and Graeme Garden here on the line. Hello, guys.
Hello. You haven't got Tim there, have you? We've lost him. We don't know where he is.
We don't know where he is now. I haven't got him there.
He's not there. Okay.
I loved I watched a couple of episodes the other night from the DVDs that you got coming.
This new DVD box set that you've got.
That's we're the ones with re-digitalised pictures, which are wonderful, sharp, and you can put them in a great big screen, unlike little tiny screens they used to go into.
And they worked for me.
Good.
It was one of those. There used to be quite a lot of family TV shows way back, but there seems to be fewer of them these days. Did you know what you'd hit upon when you all got together and did the first couple of episodes?
Well, it wasn't, like most of these things, it had evolved rather than suddenly occurred. And so Graeme and I had been working together, writing for Doctor in the House, for example, and Tim and Graeme had been doing a sketch show called Broaden Your Mind. And I think we got to the point where we all felt, there's something, let's do something different. And the idea, very obviously and very clearly, was we wanted to have a half-hour storyline, but we wanted the sort of humour that you normally got in sketches, and above all, we wanted it to be something you could only enjoy on television. Radio versions of the Goodies simply don't work, but that you can't say that out of all television comedy, because let's face it, with great respect to some brilliant performers, most stand-ups you could put on radio.
You could do it on radio quite easily.
Yeah.
In fact, Radio 2 quite often run series of just that on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
When I was watching these programmes back, it's quite right what you say. It's very TV, and I was thinking using all the tricks of the trade to the full. I love some of the old slapstick and some of the old speeded up footage. Was that sort of new territory for you? Were you used to it?
Well, it was new territory for us because we'd done a certain amount of television before, but what at that time was new territory was colour, because it's one of the early colour shows, and some of the effects were coming in that you could only achieve with colour. The blue screen, and that sort of thing. The film sequences, we relied very much on the sort of techniques that Buster Keaton had used in the old days, of just either hurting yourself quite badly or achieving model shots and giant kittens.
Exactly. Well, let's face it. I mean, some of the Buster Keaton stunts that he pulled off are still spectacular and daring by today's standards. I noticed the use of colour, because you had like the giant TV screen in your room,
yes,
and that was obviously a blue screen. And when you opened the door, you could see like the plains of Africa outside.
I trust your listeners are familiar with blue screen. I mean, it sounds a bit naughty,
I think so. I think most people use green screen now.
Yes, they do, but do they know why we do it?
Well, the colour at
something to do with your
the colour at the back is in fact made blind to the camera and is replaced by an image of your choice.
Yes,
we used to call it colour separation overlay or chroma key.
Blimey, see it. Oh, yes.
Even in radio, they call it.
I've got it here now. That's why the studio here looks so big.
Well, it looks like the Sahara.
It does. It does. And the use of colour with the opening titles, the bright reds and yellows, fantastic. When did you suddenly realise, though, that it was? I know it wasn't over. You said it didn't happen overnight, but when you realised that you'd hit upon gold here,
I think, to be perfectly honest, it sounds a bit sort of overconfident, but I think it was quite soon, actually. I think we had
to be confident because they didn't make us do a pilot. We made a series straight off. So we had to kind of
brave,
believe in it.
Really, for any TV station.
You wouldn't get that these days.
Nowadays. But we had to be pretty confident and brave to, keep faith with it for filming for several weeks and then shooting in front of a studio audience who didn't know the programme, so they didn't have any preconceived favourite bits or anything. So I think we had to just be confident and assume it was going to be all right. Later on, it was very nice to discover that we were getting good audiences and millions of people were watching.
I do remember. I don't know if you remember the story of the woman who wrote to a newspaper thanking you, the goodies, for her husband's last moments because apparently he died laughing at one of your programmes.
He did.
Do you remember that?
Yes, we do indeed.
Alex Mitchell, he was called.
Alex Mitchell, and God rest him. And we were handed a letter, I think, at the end of a broadcast, you know, and we just finished doing a recording, and somebody brings this. I've got a letter from you, from this wife. Bloke's died, and we thought, oh my God, we're in trouble. You know, we thought, what have we done? But in fact, she was thanking us for making his last moments so happy. And very specifically, we know what the moment was. He was Scottish. It was a moment where Tim came on to demonstrate the noble art of Okai the New, which was a self-defence thing. And
very silly Scottish costume.
It was, yeah.
Trying to beat up Bill with a set of bagpipes.
Exactly. And then I hit him on the head with a black pudding. You know.
Oh, yeah, as you would.
That old thing.
Oh,
yes,
that old thing. Oh, yeah, that just is always stuck in my mind.
How are you feeling? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm all right.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was Ecky Thump, wasn't there?
That was it.
Yeah.
All part of it.
That was the same programme. Ecky Thump was the noble art, the northern art of hitting people over the head with a black pudding.
I watched on one of the Gold channels an episode of Top of the Pops from way back when, and just seeing you doing the Funky Gibbon on there among all these other acts.
Yes, that was really strange. I mean, talk about mixed feelings all round, and probably Tim and Graham had more mixed feelings than I had. I don't know.
I'm not at all mixed.
You just hated it.
Did you really? Come on, be honest. Did you really hate
going on?
It
was great fun to be on Top of the Pops.
Yeah.
I mean, that was quite a thrill. To have to stand there and do the song. And anyone who's seen me do the Funky Gibbon can see quite clearly that I'm holding back so as not to show up the other two.
Because wasn't yours, Graham, the look to camera for the Funky Gibbon, that little bit? And then you did the turn to camera, didn't you?
The most memorable bit of the song.
You know, that's one of the best impersonations of you.
It is very good.
I don't suppose there are many people trying to imitate the goodies, and of course the big spectaculars. You mentioned the kitten on the then GPO tower, and the
Giant Dougal was another one which people always remember.
The pirate radio station with one song.
Yes. Oh, that's very good memory. That's
a walk
downright
in the Black Forest.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And for how many points? Can you name the artist?
No,
Horst Jankowski.
Oh gosh, yes.
Did you do requests?
I don't know if we'll play you some Phil Collins instead.
You must have got
No,
but we howled. I just remember sitting there with my friends Glenn and Mark, the Sutton brothers, and we just sat there howling at that episode of The Other Submarine. We just loved it, and it still hits the spot.
Good.
So thanks very much for coming onto the programme.
We're going now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm ever so sorry.
It's been a pleasure.
It has, yes.
It's good to talk to you. Are you going to get together to make any more?
No, not to perform. It's a young man's game.
Young man's game, yeah.
And if we did, it'd be a dead man's game, so I don't think we would.
So the DVD box set is out now, is it?
Any minute?
It is, yes.
Any minutes.
Tried on Monday.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us on BBC Radio Norfolk.
You're welcome.
Stephen.
Graham and Bill, a pleasure talking to you. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.